So we're talking about addiction, and we're talking about prison, and for me they're hand in hand. And I know wholeheartedly that I never would have went to prison if I wouldn't have been an addict. You know what I'm saying? At least for me, that's what it was. You know, I didn't want to feel. You know, so being able to get high and escape, I didn't have to feel. And as I got deeper and it got deeper, it began, okay, now I gotta get high just so I can feel something and not be fucking, you know, dead to the world. Addiction's a cold, cold game. Things never would have happened if it wouldn't have been for dope. Either trying to get it, trying to keep it, you know, trying to steal it. And ultimately I ended up in prison. And that's kind of what it was with the addict, right? You either end up in prison, you end up in jail, you know, you lose everything, you end up homeless in the street, and end up dead, end up done, dead, gone. Cannabis, it was my exit. God and cannabis. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I acknowledged that God was in my life. Like, see, before, my thing was I was on a whole different trip. I'm not going to sit here and lie. Because of my life and the things that happened to me, I was angry a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? When I got clean though and things changed and I started living my life a different way, love became huge. I was a very angry, hateful person for a long time. And it feels good not to be that person. And I mean, I know we were talking about addiction and being incarcerated, but you know, that's what but prison was prison, man. It sucked. I was away from my mom, and you know, I didn't have my kids in the beginning. You know, it's like I said, I got 12 years. I really lost all of my 20s. See, here's the thing, is I started doing time, and when I came home, I was already what? I was 29 years old. So my dad is transgender. My mom and dad's wedding night, he tried to tell my mom I'm gay, and my mom, you know, back then how they talk, my mom was like, I'm happy too. You know, and he was trying to tell her. When I was really young, my dad went off and did his own thing and lived his life, and my mama raised me. You know, we were living at every different sister's house and bouncing around, and she was working odd ends and jobs, doing everything she could, you know. It was different, for sure, but it wasn't like a lot of people think they would think it would be. My dad wasn't affectionate with Coley at all in front of me at all. But I knew they loved one another. You know, and I seen it from a different point of view as a straight guy, right? I understand it differently than anyone else can, and we can all say we understand and think we know, but we don't, and I really don't even either, you know. But that was my dad, and I know they really loved one another, you know. Our shows are it, you know. The stuff you get on iTunes and the videos and all that's great, yeah. But if you haven't seen Sober Junkie live, then you haven't seen it. From the Get Along Gang to where I'm at today, you know. Get Along Gang with Clifton and Killer Wolf came on at the end, right?
He's a completely unique individual, both in how he carries himself and how his working process is. We write music together, we record together, we do a lot of things together, and he's just got this whole perspective that no one else has, and so it allows me to look at my music differently. So I'm a pianist. I play piano, keys, you know, whatever you want to call it. I've been on the road, I've been under the road, through the road. You know, we've had a lot of great journeys and adventures together, playing a lot of different venues, from big festivals to small little hole-in-the-wall places. You know, we've been around.
I know you see it. It's bananas. I mean, there was times we went out there and there was nobody there. And I still do shows sometimes where there's only like, you know, 30, 40 people there. But I perform like there's a billion people there, and that's why it's special, and people talk about that. I'm blessed. I'm super blessed. I'm grateful. I work really hard, and I have to continue working hard. because I'm in a great place, but I'm nowhere near where I need to be. You know, um, I'm a dad, so I'm being there with my kids, and I'm learning and I'm growing, and I'm super grateful because my kids are incredible. My oldest is 13. She's about to be 14. Second eldest is 10 years old, and he's bigger than her. Boogie is amazing. She's very special and eccentric. Memphis is the baby. I was gone a lot, you know. Today I get to be there. Today I get to show up. And I'm working on it. It's day to day. But I love it. They're my babies and my wife, you know, for not only being my wife and my partner and my best friend, but as of recently, she's been a big investor, you know, in Sober Junkie as a brand. She's always there for me, you know, and I couldn't do it without her. And then my cousin, Chicken. I'm super blessed to have my mom, though. A lot of people don't have that situation. And it ended up that way, you know, how it did. And I'm so grateful to have my mother in my life because she allows for my wife and I to do what we do, you know. And you can get a nanny and have somebody, but to be able to have my mom, someone that I know truly loves my children, that's I'm grateful for. That's a big part of me being able to do what I do. And I don't think I thank her enough, you know. Grateful I've got a great support team behind me and folks that really believe in me. Huge shout out to Jeremiah, my engineer at the Palms. This dude, we've been working for a couple months now and just growing and building and making music and I'm gonna be real, he's the reason People's happening right now. And then Cliff came on. You guys already know. I am country, you know, very country. And I lived on a dairy for a long time and grew up in a little farming town before I moved to San Francisco and LA and back and forth. And that little farming town's called Los Baños, California. But I also lived in the hood, you know what I mean? And I grew up around a lot of gangsters, man, you know what I'm saying? And I grew up also around hip hop culture and battle rap and breakdancing. You know, I'm a pop locker and an animator and a ticker. You know what I'm saying? I dance. You know, a lot of people don't know that. So that's a big part of my style. And I'm a very proud, you know what I'm saying, Native American, baby. You know, my people. But that kind of explains me in, you know, in a nutshell and why I am the way I am and how I look and, you know, it's because it all kind of represents a different part of me. Honestly, to never give up, to work hard for what they want in life, to believe, to dream, and not be afraid to sacrifice for that dream. To give it up to God, you know, and understand that you were put here with a purpose. You know, we all got one, you know, and to find what that is and go after it. Mine's music, and I feel that wholeheartedly, and it's spreading a message of love to teach people about people so people can love people.
Even if I stumble and fall, just love me for who I am today. If we teach people about people, and people can love, yeah. Teach people about people, and people can love, yeah. We teach people about people, and people can